Hello guys, happy new year to you all. I trust you're doing very well. In today's video, the number one pair on my watch list for the week, and this is presenting me the best setup amongst my 5 pairs for the week as it meets all of my trade checklists, and that's the Euro NZD. If you ever find analyzing a currency pair chart complicated, then do well to stay till the very end of this video, as I will be breaking down my complete thought process on Euro NZD and the very opportunities I'm looking out for the week. Without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. Looking at Euro NZD, I'll start out from the monthly time frame just to be able to get a long-term perspective of what the market is doing. So clearly, from the monthly time frame, we're very bullish on Euro NZD. So we add price in bringing us what? These lower highs and lower lows. And then what? We'll add that shift from what? Bearish structure to now printing us what? Higher highs and higher lows. So we add what? We add this level being the most obvious swing low that led to what? This lower low. So from the monthly time frame, as long as we stayed below this level, we're very much still bearish on Euro NZD, or we can clearly see what we've had that what break of the level, signifying what the shift in market structure from bearish to bullish. So I've shifted structure from bearish, and now we're currently what? Bullish, with price now giving us what? Higher highs, higher lows, and then the most recent higher high that broke above the previous lower high. Then we had what? The pullback, or the pullback. So let me take this out. So Euro NZD, clearly from the monthly time frame, we've established what? Or have shifted structure from bearish to bullish, with this being the what? Most recent swing high, higher high. And then we only had what? Price made a pullback. And if we bring in our Fibonacci retracements, we will clearly notice what? We had price tested the golden level, 61.8 Fibonacci golden level. And then we had last month's candlestick closed very bullish from the level, signifying that what? The pullback, the retracement is most likely coming to an end. So we had a rejection from the Fibonacci 61.8 golden level, and then what? A very bullish monthly candlestick close, which is last month's candlestick. So we are very much anticipating the next couple of months to continue in that bullish move as the pullback has most likely ended, and are very much expecting to see price continue with the impulsive rally to the upside, very much in line with the bullish market structure. So yeah, the monthly time frame clearly we're bullish, and then we have seen that we had a nice retracement into the Fibonacci 61.8 golden level, and then we're having to see price rallying all the way back to the upside. Taking this down to the weekly time frame. You're bringing this down to the weekly time frame. Very clearly from the weekly time frame also, we're having to see a bullish, or the swing high, or the higher high right here, look past the previous higher high. So we're at this high, taking out at that high, taking out this level, this previous high, then also this swing high right here, confirming our bullish on the weekly time frame. So we're at the higher high right here, and then we had the pullback, the retracements, as clearly we identified from the monthly time frame. And then on the weekly time frame, there's something very interesting. We are having to see price print us a weekly inverse head and shoulder pattern. So we have this in the left shoulder, and we have ourselves the head, and lastly we have ourselves the right shoulder. And guys, you know very well when once we have this reversal chart pattern, like you must have heard me say previously in my videos, that the head and shoulder pattern, as well as the inverse head and shoulder pattern, is a reversal chart pattern, and most likely will appear at the end of a trend, and then it signifies that price will reverse and start going the opposite direction. And once this plays out in the bigger time frames, the weekly, the daily, the monthly time frames, once we get to see chart pattern plays out on the bigger time frames, the chances and the probabilities of the outcomes playing out as expected becomes very high. So yeah, we are having to see price give us a weekly inverse head and shoulder pattern, and then we are having a clear weekly break of the neckline. So we had last week's candlestick pointed us a very bullish engulfing candlestick from the right shoulder, breaking the neckline of the inverse head and shoulder pattern, somewhere around the psychological level 1.69200. So yeah, so clearly we've had the break of the inverse head and shoulder pattern. And then if you know your chart patterns very well, the safest time to get in on a trade once we're seeing the head and shoulder pattern form is at the break and the retest of the neckline. So clearly we've had that break of the neckline, and then we're only waiting to see that weak rejection or retest of the neckline for price towards other edge to the upside, which we are most likely expecting to play out in the next couple of days and all of that. So we can clearly see the neckline is already being retested. You can see we're having this weak rejection already, and more like signifying. So So we have the monthly time frame bullish. We have the weekly time frame very bullish also. Two of the higher time frames in sync. And then we are having to see what a reversal chart pattern on the weekly time frame, an inverse head and shoulder pattern with the neckline clearly being what? Broken. This takes us down to what? The daily time frame. The daily time frame, you can clearly see what? The daily time frame also is bullish. So we add ourselves what? This being what? The swing low that led to what? This lower low. The swing high that led to this lower low. And then we had what? This nice what? Bullish impulse breaking what? The previous lower low, shifting the market structure from the daily time frame perspective from bearish to what? To bullish. So right from that level, what we get to see was what? Higher high, higher low, but higher high right here. And then what? Higher low, we're testing previous market structure. Or we had what? This level as a resistance, now being a support. And then what? We had the price rally. Now what? Breaking above the previous daily swing high. As you can see, right about here. So what? This price rally, and then what? A daily candlestick close above the previous swing high, confirming that what? This is what? The most recent swing high, the most recent higher high. And what? We're having to see clearly that what? The daily time frame is also bearish. So now, guys, we have what? The weekly time, the monthly time frame, bullish, the weekly time frame bullish, and then also the daily time frame also bullish. So we have three of the higher time frames in sync. Then we're having to see what this key level has identified from the weekly time frame neckline of the inverse head and shoulder pattern, 1.69200 key level, now being what? Retested. And this is where potentially what we'll be looking for what? That what? Buy opportunities from this level. Personally, because looking to the left, you can see from the daily time frame, this level is indeed a key level. So we had the level when price was what? Below the level, acted as a what? As a resistance. We had price break above the level, and then what? Acted now as what? A support. So we had price break below the level, and then we had the level acted as what? Your resistance. Had a break above the level, support, resistance, and then what? Now we're having a clear break above the level and a retest of the level. So what? We're expecting the level to act now as what? A support. So you can see price again on the daily time frame now retesting what? Daily strong level, daily key level, which is expected now to act as what? As a support also. Now this takes us to the hourly time frame. Then what can we get to see from the 4 hour time frame? Very, very clearly, 4 hour time frame is what? In an uptrend. We have this being the what? Most recent higher low. And then we have what? This being the most recent higher high. So from the 4 hourly time frame, as long as the price stays above this level, or very much what? In a bullish market structure from the 4 hourly time frame. And this is very much what? In sync with what? The market structures from the other higher time frames. So guys, we have the monthly time frame bullish. We have ourselves the weekly time frame bullish, the daily time frame bullish, and then now the 4-hourly time frame bullish. Now this is where what I'm very much what convinced I'm looking towards to buy EURNZD. I'm only looking out for what? Buying opportunities on Euro NZD. And now price is currently testing what? My potential levels to what? To buy from. So what do I need to see what? I need to see what um lower time frame confirmations, chart patterns, candlestick confirmations to get in on what? On the buy trade from this level. So during the course of the week, I will very much be looking towards to get in on buy opportunities from what this level currently psychological and number 1.69200, which is also a key level as seen from the daily time frame. And then all I'm looking at for now is what um um chart patterns, lower time frame confirmations to what to get in on what on the buy trade. Then what where would I be looking for what um possible take profit levels? So guys, this is a swing trade. As you can see, we're established all the way from the weekly time frame that what we are having to see what a weekly inverse head and shoulder pattern, and then what this is one trade you get in on, and then what just allow your profits begin to stack and play out within the next couple of days or weeks. So my potential take profit levels moving down to the daily time frame. I'll take note of these guys. On the daily time frame, we add I don't make use of trend lines, but I'm trying to explain something that's very, very essential here. So we had this trend that was very much being respected, as you can see from the daily time frame. We had this trend that was very much being respected. And then what? Whilst we tested this trend line and bounced off of the trend line, as soon as we had a break of the trend line, take note, for every of the times price bounced off of the trend line, you will get to see now, as soon as we had a break of the trend line, price tested every one of these places, and then there's some form of what reactions. So we had this bounce off. As soon as we had the break, we had price rallied into what? This very same level where we bounced off. And guys, what do you get to see? And see what? Some form of what? Reaction. We had a slight pullback before eventually what? Breaking that level. As soon as we broke past that level, what was the next level? We got to the next level price what? Bounced off from, whilst we were expecting this trend. So we came right into this next level. Then we had some form of reactions off of the level again. Guys, you can see I'm not making this up. You can see the chart is right in front of you. I'm just obviously um um opening up your eyes to some of these things. And then we came into this level, had some form of reaction. We had pulled back, and then we're having to see price now most likely breaking this level. Where are we expecting for the next stop on this price? This level. So like I've established, every of the places we bounced off whilst we were expecting this trend line, we are very much going to come into these levels and then have some form of price or reactions off of this level. So this is not stating that you need to get out of it when once price comes into this level. This is merely saying that what when once price comes into this level, we'll be very much expecting to see what some form of what pullback, and then that's not enough reason to be scared that what the trend or the market structure, whatever is changing. No, no, no. It's merely telling you price is merely reacting off of the level. So as soon as I get in on what potential buy opportunities from this level, by the time I get those entry confirmations, this is the next level stop where I'll be concerned to see that what price comes in and then what makes some forms of reactions off of the level before eventually what breaking that level. Then what? By the time we take out this level, what's the next level stop? Guys, this is the next level. So you can see from the trend line, this is the next level we reacted off of whilst we were expecting the trend line. So very much expecting price to come into this level, the next level stop. My overall take profits being somewhere around 1.75 thousand. Yeah, guys, this is my overall take profit. But like I said, when price comes into this level, we would expect some forms of reaction, pull back, and then till eventually what we get right into what my overall take profit level. So as soon as I get in on what the potential buy opportunities from this level, guys, I would be swinging in. And then holding all the way till we get towards 1.75 thousand price level. And then what? Every one of these levels, I would potentially look into what to scaling. So I would potentially look to add positions by the time we break past this level and then have a retest. And then what? So this is what I'm looking out for EURNZD. And there's something again that confirms what my overall take profit for EURNZD. Now, guys, this is a gem right here. So I'm dishing out so much already. Moving on to the weekly time frame, there's something that confirms my overall take profit. So whilst we formed the head and shoulder pattern, in this case, an inverse head and shoulder pattern, as is the case right here, the distance from the neckline to the edge, the distance from the neckline to the edge, when we created what? The head and shoulder pattern, the distance from the neckline to the edge. When once the neckline of the head and shoulder pattern, in this case, the inverse head and shoulder pattern is broken, price will what? Replicate this what? Price distance between the neckline and the edge. Price will replicate this very same distance to the upside when once what? The neckline is broken. And you can see how that what? Perfectly aligns with what? My 1.75 thousand price level. You can see how that perfectly aligns with the level. So very much expecting what? For price in the next couple of days, in the coming week to what? Rally all the way to what 1.75 thousand price level on Euro NZD, guys. Clearly, you can see how the explanation adds up on this. And then what? Having what? Every one of the confluences as to why I will only be consider what? Why I will only be considering what? Looking out for potential buying opportunities on Euro NZD within the next couple of days as the opportunity presents themselves. Yeah, I do hope you find so much value in this. If you want to see more on how I get to analyze the charts this effortlessly, as well as my exact trade entry signals, then hit the subscribe button, guys. Right now, subscribe to this channel and then turn on post notifications, as I will be putting up videos like this every week from henceforth. And you really don't want to miss out when I do. Thanks for staying till the very end of this, guys. See you at the top.